Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Please continue to pray for me by singing along with me, gesturing at your screen, and leaving a dislike on this video. I pray very religiously to the God of dislikes nowadays because it has brought me a lot of good fortunes. I've landed jobs after praying to the God of dislikes. I've got good fortunes on first dates when I pray to the God of dislikes. And one time I prayed to the God of dislikes just before the solar eclipse, and the clouds disappeared. And a few other notable. It's one of those things. I don't necessarily believe in the God of dislikes, but I don't want to not pray. And then later on, I didn't get my wish, and like, what would have happened if I prayed? I just want to head off the regret. There's actually a name for this concept. It's called Pascal's wager, because it's so easy to pray to the God of dislikes. It takes 30 seconds, and it might even burn a few calories when you swing your arm, right? It's not like it's hard to do, right? It's a lot better if I pray to the God of dislikes and regret doing it because it's a very small regret, right? Compared to I didn't pray to the God of dislikes and I regret what would have happened had I prayed, right? It's one of those things that it's just better. It's kind of like why we buy precious metals, right? It only takes 5-10% of your portfolio being precious metals. If you're wrong about it, it's a lot easier to swallow that loss compared to not having it and needing it, right? It's kind of similar to that concept, right? It's called Pascal's wager, in case you're curious about it. It's the same reason why I buy, what do I have now, 28 different metals on the periodic table, because I only have a small amount of every one of them, right? If I lose, it's not a big deal. It's a conversation piece after all, right? After all, how many times have you gone to somebody's apartment and they have 28 different metals, right? Probably never, right? At the very least, it's a conversation piece. At the very best, it could protect me from hyperinflation, from conflict, and all the other uncertainties in our world today, right? Come to think of it, since I love the God of Dislike so much, I'm thinking about making an art piece containing as many metals as possible, made into a dislike finger. I'm thinking of getting a graphite mold of the dislike finger, or maybe getting multiple graphite molds so each part can be a different part of the dislike finger, and then pour metals, different metals for each part. Right. I'm thinking of using all of the metals that society currently dislikes. So obviously bismuth, because it's almost as rare as gold and still a lot, despite all the tariffs, still hundreds of times cheaper than gold. Right. Maybe even more, hundreds or thousands at least, right? Times cheaper than gold. Got to do silver, obviously, because despite it being only 10 times more common than gold, it's still 100 times cheaper than gold. Got to do indium, obviously. Um, thallium. Thallium. We only mine 10 tons of thallium every year, believe it or not. And it's only a little bit more expensive than silver. Uh, what else? I'd love to do gallium, but I live in Arizona. It would just make a mess. Well, osmium is a very high melting point metal. You can't really cast it. But what I might do is do anodizing of it. Um, I might do obviously platinum and palladium, although I don't know if I have the gear to melt something that high. Zinc, obviously, copper. Uh, uh, no, iridium's high melting point. I want to find 10 different metals that I could do. I could do bismuth, maybe lead. Lead's not so cheap relative to how common it is, but you know what? Uh, I'll do lead. Bismuth, lead, thallium. And then above that, we have tin, indium. I guess I could do antimony's too brittle, though. You might have to alloy it with a few things. Sorry, antimony, tin, indium. Can't do gallium because I live in Arizona, unfortunately. I could do aluminum and then zinc. copper, and maybe palladium and platinum. That makes 10 metals that I could put into a picture frame of dislike figures, and we'll call that the god of dislikes. And I'll pray to it every day. So join me in praying to the god of. I'm just about to go to a board game meetup. Pray that I meet some important figures in my life by singing along with me, gesturing at your screen, and smashing the dislike button. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.